So tonight, methinks gonna start on building a nice dust collection box for my bandsaw. There's the original dust collection. Doesn't work very well. It's only got about a 1-inch opening, and it sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. That's the reason why I'm doing this. But my thought is, I've got a couple of 4-inch pipe, 4-inch dust port. So may as well use one. I'm gonna build just a box that sits on here, comes up, matches this shape as best as I can, matches the rear shape, which is practically flat with the exception of that little bump out there. This should be fairly simple. So here's my rough napkin sketch of what this thing is actually going to look like. Have to make it 6 inches by about 17 and a half, just enough to fit the 4-inch dust port that I have here, like so. Get it close. A couple pieces of plywood, make a little box. Come up, account for the little bump out that this thing covers up when it's in place. Down here, try to keep it as close to the bottom of the table as possible, but still clear all of the other stuff that's underneath there. And then after the box is built, take a little trim off of here just until it meets up with the tangent point of the radius at the bottom of the door here, and that should give me an adequate port for the airflow to go through. Alright, so finishing up for the evening. I got my front plywood piece cut, got my little side cut. That's going to be the opening that will attach to the side of the saw. That's the back. I need to make a piece for just for the bottom, really. Just the bottom piece, because this will be open, so that way it gets extra super duper suckage underneath. So it'll be open and it'll suck from here all the way down to, again, here. Cut this open, just that little piece. And then once that's all done, then I'll hook it up and see what it does. I think this will be the cat's meow. And again, because it's sitting here, it'll be banked up against here. Maybe a little piece of wood here. I can run a screw in to secure it on the side. And this actually sticks up a little bit. I wonder if I can use that. It sticks up here though. Damn. Alright, well, we'll see. And there we go, mounted and just about ready to rock. You'll notice that the design intent is a little bit different than originally anticipated, but I was able to find a 2 1/4 by 10 by 4. This is called an N register boot. I found this online. It took a little bit of trimming to get it to where it is at its current state, but I'm going to eventually put a couple of sheet metal screws in here just to hold it in place to the door. That's why there's that little notch out there to have clearance for the knob. And then when I opened the door up, I utilized the original mounting provisions. I have to get a bolt, but the shoulder bolt works fine. I used the original standoff screw there with a star nut to hold it in place. It's actually very rigid on the back side. Closed door, and again, like I said, this is going to come across like that. A couple of sheet metal screws. This here is just in there just to kind of see if it makes a difference. Compared to the old setup, I mean, the tabletop is still collecting dust, but I'm going to try to remedy that with a slotted throat plate, or throat plate with holes in it, whatever. As far as the cabinet goes, I cleaned this out the other day. I didn't clean the wheels off, but I took a chunk of the old concept and sliced it up, and you can see there's nothing in there at all. So anybody who's looking to increase the dust collection on their bandsaw, definitely give this a shot. I'm still playing around with trying to get it to let me angle, but a couple of trims and some bends, and that should be ready to rock and roll. Enough clearance for all the mechanisms. Have to make a little stand, like have to notch that and stand it up a little bit so that it clears the bump out. But other than that, I'm a happy guy.